Welcome everyone to the back 40 feet, and I'm here in the back 40 looking at my raised bed gardens and the garden that's in front of it. So these raised bed gardens, I got these from metalgardenbeds.com, and they're made out of corrugated aluminum, so they're not going to rust, and they're about 2 feet tall, which is really helpful because then I don't have to bend over when I'm weeding or harvesting. So they're really nice to work with, and also because they are nice and high, they don't dry out as much as some of the lower beds can do, and they're nice and deep for plants, so the roots can go down pretty deep, just as if you were planting in the real ground and not in a raised bed. So it is a nice sunny 70-degree day here in the beginning of March, which is very warm for New England, and it certainly gives me the feeling that I would love to be out and put my outdoor seeds in. But you can also see that I have a soil thermometer here, and I always use this to determine when is it time to put in different seeds. So as I'm looking at this, it tells me that the soil's just a little bit more than 50 degrees. And the majority of seeds need 50 degrees to germinate. Some seeds need even higher temperatures, but that's usually the minimum. So it's the middle of the day. I had come out here this morning before the sun got on the soil and saw that the thermometer was reading 45 degrees. So I feel like if I put my plants out here, start my seeds, the seeds are going to get stressed because they're still going to end up too cold at night to germinate. So I certainly could put some soil extenders out here, which I might do to start warming up the soil in anticipation of getting some of those early spring seeds. Also, I'm looking here, you can see 3 sticks sticking out of the garden. So these had been my kale plants, and I was getting greens all the way through New Year's Eve. And as I'm looking at these, you can see right here my purple kale is starting to sprout. So that might mean that I could get some spring greens if the rabbits don't get to them. I haven't set up my rabbit fence yet because the ground is still a bit hard. So not going to be able to do that. What I will be able to do, because the garden beds are loose, is I'll be able to turn up the soil and aerate the soil a bit so that it'll be ready for seeds. Now if I take my soil thermometer and I put it right in the regular dirt, of course, it would take a little while for it to go through. You can see the temperature's already dropping pretty rapidly. So I had checked this earlier this morning and it was below 40 degrees. And I'd also tried to turn over some of the soil, and there's some parts of it that are still quite frozen. So this is definitely not the place to be planting seeds, but it does help to reinforce why using some gardening beds, you can sometimes get a quicker jump on the spring planting. So that's all I have for now. See you soon.